out. They're going to post him up a ton. They flank him with multiple shooters. And Kofi dominated John Hara and the Nittany Lions last year. We'll see what happens this time.
Yeah, these two teams met up twice last year. Coburn had 44 in those two games. Hara had just 4. So here we go, the only meeting this season between Penn State and Illinois, and it's the Illini to start with it. Coming off a really impressive win against Michigan. Got 27 in that game from Coburn, got 26 from Plummer.
I thought it was the most complete offensive performance that I've seen from the Illini this season.
That was Plummer who took it to the rim. He's gotten the job done mostly outside. Hitting 14 threes over the last 2 games.
That's ridiculous.
We had some stretches like that.
It's been so long, I've forgotten, but maybe.
Penn State, meanwhile, really disappointing loss for them against Nebraska. A turnaround jump shot goes for Jalen Pickett, their leading scorer.
Yeah, and even though he is their point guard, he's probably their best option in the post. At any time, he can break it off, turn his back to his defender, and shoot from the mid-range.
They lost to Nebraska on Sunday. Nebraska came into that game 1-16 in Big Ten play and beat Penn State by 23. And it was a Nittany Lions team that had been doing some good things. They won 3 of their last 4 games going into them.
Yeah, it's impressive. Although, you know, this is the Big Ten. You can't take any opponent lightly. And what did Nebraska do after that? They followed it up with a win against Ohio State.
Corner 3 for Trent Frazier. Top 5 score in Illinois history. And he knocks down the first bucket of the game for the Illini.
And Kofi Coburn is their best player, but I'd argue that Trent Frazier is their MVP. He plays 36 minutes a game. He can play point guard, shooting guard. He is their leader.
Feels like he's been there forever, too.
Him and Brad Davison.
The 5th-year seniors in the conference. Jalen Johnson gives it outside to Greg Lee, who's missed a bunch of time this season with injuries, hoping that his return can give him a boost.
Yeah, he missed 15 games because of those injuries.
Dante Williams off the heel. Long rebound to Frazier. He finds Jacob Grandison. Back-to-back threes to open the night for the Illini.
Well, Jacob Grandison and DeMonte Williams are going to have their fair share of open threes tonight. We were talking with Penn State's head coach Micah Shrewsbury. You have to pick your poison with this team. They don't want to allow Kofi Coburn to go for 30, and they don't want to allow Alfonso Plummer or Trent Frazier to beat him either.
Well, that's the problem, right? Because Coburn's a monster, and so you've got to help. But then Illinois leads power conference teams in threes per game. They hit more than 9 per game. As everybody gets put in that box, right? You got to choose somebody to leave alone.
There's no question. Yeah, unless you're Purdue and you got 2 guys like Zach Edey and Travion Williams to deal with Kofi.
In deep to Coburn, got fouled by Hara, and 2 shots coming up for the big man.
Sometimes I feel for all the players that have to try and stop Kofi. You know, conventional wisdom doesn't work with Kofi because he's so big and so powerful. His footwork's so good as well. He's an intelligent basketball player. I've really enjoyed watching his progression over his 3 years in Champaign.
Yeah, Micah Shrewsbury told us today, Casey, when he talked to John Hara about defending him, to your point, said, look, there are no rules. We're not going to front him. We're not going to necessarily play him one way every time. You just do whatever you got to do, and we're going to give you help each time, too.
And that's really the only way you can do it. No rules. You figure it out. You find a way. And John Hara, you mentioned, only scored 4 points combined in his 2 matchups against Coburn. I think he could do a lot better, but his assignment is defensively to at least make Kofi work tonight.
Coburn has his first 2 points. 8 straight for the Illini. 3rd consecutive 20-win season for Brad Underwood's team. Defending conference tournament champ. Here's a tough shot. Seth Lundy knocks it down. Some contact as he hoisted it. And the first triple of the game for the Nittany Lions.
Wow, what a difficult shot that was. Seth Lundy is a guy that can change this game with his 3-point shot. Penn State's going to run a lot of 5-out motion and stagger screens away for their shooters.
Penn State, the most reliant team in the conference on the 3-pointer. They get their first one tonight, cutting it to 3. Trying to finish Micah Shrewsbury's first season on a high note. Frazier launches. Too strong. Rebound Coburn. Up in traffic. Grab it out. It was pulled down by Hara.
That's one that Kofi would like to have back. He buried John Hara underneath that charge circle, that semicircle underneath the basket. There's nothing he could do.
Not too many guys in the country that can bury John Hara.
Seriously.
Yeah. Here's Lundy. Size advantage on Frazier. Grandison comes over to help and gets the block. Plummer pushes. Grandison turning the corner, but losing the handle on a turnover.
Still the right play. That kick-ahead pass, Joe, that's my favorite pass in all of basketball. What do I mean? Instead of dribbling the ball up the floor in transition, kick it ahead and really put pressure on the defense to build a wall. That was just a turnover, but just because he fumbled the pass.
Couple subs into the game for Illinois. Coburn sits down. Hawkins comes in along with Omar Payne. Harry getting his first rest. Now for Penn State, they want a low-scoring, slow-tempo game. Like Shrewsbury tell you, this is the style they have to play with where the program's at this point, talent-wise, to have a shot. Miles Dredd into the game, wearing 2 for the Nittany Lions. And they've done what they've wanted to in that regard pretty consistently this year. Lundy short this time. Well, the record's not where they want to be. They're in just about every game because of that style.
That's a good point. Penn State has won 7 Big Ten games this season. 5 of those wins have been in the 60s in scoring. That's where they needed to be tonight.
Not good bounds there. Illinois with an early 8-5 lead. The under-16 timeout underway in Champaign.
Saturday on Fox. Number 11 Villanova looks to gain some steam heading into the Big East tourney as they take on Butler. Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Fox Wednesday.
Oh my gosh, look it!
The good, the bad, and the cuddly.
Can I have another hug?
The Masked Singer premieres this Wednesday on Fox.
The Google Pixel 6 for all the Bucks fans, Serbian fans who became Nuggets fans, Heat fans who want to get rid of photobomb fans,
Magic.
Woj fans, Top Shot fans, all the Nothing fans.
Are you taking a photo of us?
Is that okay? For that once-in-a-lifetime shot, and fans seeing it up close for the first time. There are so many ways to love the NBA, and the Pixel 6 is built for all of them.
Kids love visiting California! But parents like it too. Like a lot.
They go longer!
Totally. It's an adventure. Oh, you have to keep an eye on them. You gotta let them explore and figure things out for themselves. So hurry up. They're not gonna stay this way forever.
Kick off your California vacation at visitcalifornia.com.
Mayor.
We bring flavor.
Whoa. Citizens, Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda is the loudest flavors ever. Flavor.
The rules are just like horse, except instead of horse, it's half off breakfast orders in the Wendy's app.
Shoot the ball, Erica.
There's a lot of letters.
She's already got HALFOFF.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's. Official breakfast of March Madness.
This year reminded all of us just how quickly a world can change. We learned that it's time to be impatient when it comes to the health of those who matter most. It's time for new treatments and innovations that help those we love. Right now, it's time to find equitable solutions that improve the human condition. It's time for the first medical school built at the intersection of engineering and medicine. It's time for the Carle Illinois College of Medicine at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign.
How about what Alfonso Plummer's done lately? 14 threes over the last 2 games, back-to-back 26-point performances for the Utah transfer.
He is the hottest shooter in America, and obviously when you're building a roster, talent is important, but the other important question is, does the talent fit together? And if you're going to have Kofi Coburn as your centerpiece, which you should, you have to flank him with fantastic shooters. And I'd argue there's no better and more dangerous shooter in the country than this young man right here.
And so for good reason, he's our player to watch, sponsored by Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
I was trying to think of all the Illinois snipers over the last 25, 30 years, like guys like Corey Bradford, Luther Head come to mind, T. Brown. But Alfonso Plummer is only going to play 1 year, but depending on how he finishes this season and how he does in the NCAA tournament for the Illini, he could go down as a legend.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance, if he goes down another little tear like this, that he would finish #1 in the single season charts. Really good chance he reaches #2. As Curbelo comes in and promptly turns it over.
And he's already 4th most made 3-pointers in a season. 88 as it stands right now.
So Penn State with it again. Here's Jalen Pickett. Siena transfer. Backs in on Frazier. Gives it up to the corner for Dalian Johnson. 3 that won't go. The rebound tipped into Grandison. Illinois, one of the top rebounding teams in the country.
That was a high-risk play there from Andre Curbelo, number 5 in white. On defense, sometimes he'll just completely leave his man to try and gamble for a steal. They were fortunate that 3 didn't go down.
High risk, high reward, 5 in white. He is fun to watch.
I'm with you on that. Absolutely.
The job Brad Underwood has done. He's in his 5th season. First 2 years in Big Ten play, Illinois was 11 and 27. Over the last 3 years, 42 and 16.
He's overseeing the best 3-year regular season stretch of Illinois basketball in school history. That's the most wins in the Big Ten. The next step for them, of course, is a deep run in March.
There's Curbelo, pops out. Grandison the offensive rebound, and they'll reset it. Here's Payne giving a little bit of room. Oh, spinning a phone booth and the left-hand finish.
He was given that ball in the middle of the lane and looked around like, are you guys sure you want me to do something with it? But he is skilled enough, obviously.
This guy who transferred here thinking he was going to be the guy inside, because at that point, as Pickett gets fouled shooting the 3, Kofi had said he was leaving. Kofi obviously comes back. Payne's had a secondary role, but he takes advantage of it here.
And what does he do in practice? He goes against Kofi every single day. And if you can score against Kofi, you can score against anybody in the Big Ten. Really nicely done there.
Transferred from Florida. Jalen Pickett transferred from Siena. Leading the Big Ten, 2nd in the country, playing 37 minutes a game. And we talked a little bit, Casey, about the style of play that Penn State uses. This is the guy that allows them to do that, kind of that old man game, never in too much of a hurry.
One of the slowest tempos in the country is Micah Shrewsbury's team. The Nittany Lions ranked 353 in tempo. There's only 358 teams in the country. They are comfortable late in clock. And to your point, Joe, Jalen Pickett is comfortable. The type of guy who Micah Shrewsbury describes as emotionally mature. He never gets too high, never gets too low. And so, yeah, when there's 5 seconds on the shot clock, which happens a lot with Penn State, you put the ball in Pickett's hands, and he's going to make a play.
Caleb Dorsey comes in. They say he even walks slowly. He's even got a measured walk to him.
They call him Old Man Pick. But he still takes his daily midday naps.
Yeah. Uncle Pick, they've called him. All those endearing nicknames for the senior out of Rochester, New York, who makes just 1 of 3.
Don't hate on those midday naps now.
Those are important. If you can get those, you go too long though, and they can ruin your day. Right. You just wake up groggy. Coleman Hawkins way outside. It's a guy who's played with more confidence, perhaps a little bit too much of it right there. Sam Sessoms into the game for the first time. He gets cut off by Curbelo. Has it again here. His 3 rattles out. Out of bounds. Last touch by Penn State.
Sam Sessoms, the smallest player on this Penn State roster at 6 feet tall, but he's a senior. He's been around. He's a really efficient scorer. Comes off the bench. He's a 3rd leading scorer off the bench. He's got a ton of potential. They could really use his scoring punch today.
They got a lot of guys. I mean, no superstars on this team that are going to go get you 30 points in a game, but they've got a lot of guys that get you a dozen. They've got a lot of guys with experience. And the style that they play means that, well, this is the case in the Big Ten, right? There are no nights where you say, oh, we feel really good about our chances and we'll be just fine. Penn State comes in and you're taking them seriously.
No question. They're tough, they're old, and they're going to give themselves a chance on the defensive end, right? This is one of the best defensive teams that Penn State has had in over a decade.
I think that was part of what was so odd on Sunday against Nebraska. They give up those 93 points. They've been so good on that end. There's that shot clock winding down. Caleb Dorsey drains a 3 and cuts it to 1.
Again, the decision from Jalen Pickett, just playing pitch and catch. You draw 2 defenders, make the easy pass.
Corbello, wraparound pass to Hawkins. Got the defender off his feet. Corbello able to track it down in the corner. Fresh possession for Illinois. Hawkins drives this time and gets his first points.
You mentioned Coleman Hawkins a couple possessions ago, Joe. He's kind of found his place again in the rotation after his playing time really took a dip in January and early February. He was not playing a lot. I'm not sure exactly what the reason why, but lately, last couple of games, he's been awesome. Gives them nice versatility at the power forward position. Nice pump fake. He had an awesome follow-up dunk against Michigan. That kind of encapsulated what he's been, you know, kind of the change that he's made. And I think he's thinking a little bit less on the floor.
He said, too, some tough conversations with Brad Underwood about the little things, about practicing hard, about the energy. And he's been a different guy the last couple weeks. Growing confidence, and he's still just a sophomore. There's a runner from Pickett, and there you go. Beating the shot clock horn with his second bucket tonight.
That's that old man game. That's old man Pick right there. One-legged runners in the lane with bodies draped all over them. He's gotten this team off to a really nice start.
1-point game here at Champaign as Plummer gets a little bit of room. It's almost jarring to see him miss the leader that he's on right now. 14 threes the last 2 games. That's a foul on Pickett.
Well, after a slow start, the Nittany Lions offense has woken up a little bit. And it's no surprise that Jalen Pickett, their senior leader, getting it done. We got a 1-point game.
Kyle Larson took home the checkered flag at Fontana. Now we're bringing the party to Sin City, where a star-studded list of winners look to cash in again. The NASCAR Cup Series from Las Vegas, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
Dad, we got this.
We got this.
Let me check out the town, okay?
We got this.
We got this.
We got this. We got this.
We got this.
Life is for living.
We got this.
Let's partner for all of it. Edward Jones.
Hey, hon.
Hey.
Want to do some laundry?
Some laundry?
Your Roman delivery came.
Oh, laundry. We can do that.
Want to do our taxes?
Oh.
Honey mustard.
We have to go.
Whatever you call it.
Want to do it?
Be ready with Roman.
Okay.
Roman makes it simple and convenient to take care of ED. So when the moment's right, you're ready. Roman ready.
The baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey, competes in her first ever match on SmackDown. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
Hi, I'm Shannon Storms-Bador. When we started selling my health products online, our shipping process was painfully slow. Then we found ShipStation. Now we're shipping out orders 5 times faster. And thanks to ShipStation's discounted rates, we're saving a ton. Honestly, we couldn't do it without ShipStation.
Join over 100,000 online sellers who get ship done with ShipStation. Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
ButcherBox. We deliver high-quality meat to your door. What happens next is Up to you.
Tie game early on in Champaign, and during this timeout, here's Brad Underwood.
Hey! Hey! When they don't stop, when they don't guard you, listen. When they don't guard you, move it the first time. Then we get into a rhythm. Then you get your shot. Gotta keep guard. We can't allow middle of the court. Okay?
I agree 100%. Not a lot of ball movement on the offensive end for the Illini. Penn State is packing the lane. They're daring the Illini to settle for threes, and it's worked. Just 2 for 7 from deep so far. And then the second part, they can't allow the middle of the court. That's obvious, especially with Jalen Pickett. Keep him on one side of the floor. You're going to have a lot better chance of making his touches and shots difficult.
Kofi Coburn back into the game for Illinois. So is Plummer, who connects with his first 3 of this one. Back-to-back 26-point games for the Utah transfer.
And Illinois, one of the best teams out of timeouts in execution. They draw up a simple double stagger screen for their best shooter, Alfonso Plummer, who drills it.
And a backcourt violation.
And watch. He's number 1, Seth Lundy. He emerges and doesn't have a lot of space. I mean, that's like 5 or 6 feet of space. It's still a tough closeout. Seth Lundy is 6'6", closing out on Alfonso Plummer, who's 6'1", but he just needs a sliver of daylight.
And if you're Lundy and you're chasing him, you get bumped a little bit by that screen. You just know you're thinking, Curbello's first 2. Illinois out of a timeout. 5 quick ones, Casey.
Curbelo coming off that 12-point, 3-rebound, 3-assist performance at Michigan, I thought was a nice step for him, right? If they can get a back-to-normal Andre Curbelo, this team is going to be a Final Four contender.
Sam Sessoms knocks it down. He was the guy that a lot of people liked as one of the breakout stars in the Big Ten this season, but missed most of the first 2 months with concussion-like symptoms. And then once he came back, had to miss a couple more because of COVID protocols. It's just been stop and start, yet to really get his footing. Short this time.
I call it the sophomore leap. Most freshmen, don't know what they're doing. They've never been on a weight program or a nutrition program. They've never played against adult, guys who are more physical and tougher. That sophomore year is where you see the most. Wow, Lundy. We talked about his defense. Well, he can do that with his offense. That's his 57th made 3 on the year. That's the most made 3s for any Nittany Lion.
Penn State, 3 out of 6 from outside. They've got to hit 3. It's typically to have a shot. They have so far in this one. Plummer rises. And halfway down and out this time. Another example of him needing just a sliver. Sessoms is right on him, and he's still pulled.
When you're guarding Alfonso Plummer, if you're a defensive player, you have no help responsibility anywhere else on the floor. You face guard him and make sure that he doesn't step into easy 3s.
Greg Lee against Luke Goody. Lee over the left shoulder with a hook shot, and Penn State takes the lead.
How easy was that? If they're not going to scratch or dig help on Greg Lee, that was a practice shot, and Lee's capable. 8 points, 7 rebounds a game.
It's another guy who, when he's been on the floor, has been effective. It's just had a hard time getting any rhythm, getting any momentum going because he's been out so much.
Well, this Penn State roster, they've only had their full healthy roster for 6 games this year. That's it. And this is Greg Lee, who certainly can make a difference in any game, but especially in this one where John Hara is going to need some help slowing down Kofi Coburn. Anything they get from Lee on the offensive end is a massive bonus.
Curbelo ties it at the foul line after a foul on Lee.
Curbelo letting the hair out in this one. The last couple of games he had it in braids. He was a little bit more aerodynamic in those.
This one, larger surface area to draw fouls with.
Sure.
Finds himself at the line. The new do. Illinois back in front. This is back in the game as Curbelo takes the seat.
Clearly the pace of this game favors Penn State. You know, they're the formula for slowing down a game, Joe. You got to keep your turnovers low, right? Because if you do that, then Illinois can't break open the game on the break. You got to milk the clock. You got to get good shots. Some offensive rebounds would certainly help. And they got to guard the three. They've done all of those things pretty well up until now. Can they sustain it?
Back to Pickett they go with the shot clock winding down. He's short this time. And a rebound tipped out to Williams.
Kofi Coburn has only shot one ball so far to get him a touch.
Coburn shot it once. Hara hasn't shot it at all. Here's what we know. Coming up talking about those guys. Only two guys in the conference averaging double-doubles. Getting deep to Coburn this time, but he couldn't corral him.
There was just three bodies in front of Kofi Coburn, and Jacob Grandison, number 3. His defender is backing off and guarding him at the foul line, which makes that high-low pass extremely difficult.
Schuster was saying we're going to help. It's just a question of where do we help from? Who do we take our chances with? Here's Lee. Size advantage on Williams. Turnaround, fade away off the front of the rim. A steal by Lundy, but he stepped on the sideline, and it stays with Illinois. Final week of the regular season in the Big Ten. The Illini and the Nittany Lions in a one-point game.
Doug. We gotta tell people that Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance, so you only pay for what you need. And we gotta do it fast.
Woo! 34 miles per hour! New personal record, Limu!
He'll be back. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
He knows. He knows Chipotle's chicken is responsibly raised without antibiotics. And that Carlos here grills it fresh all day long. But you don't need to know all that to know that real food just tastes better. Chipotle, for real.
Corona vibes bursting with tropical flavors. It's a magic made in hard seltzer paradise. Introducing the Corona Hard Seltzer Tropical Pack. It's the flavors of the fine life.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Reese's eggs are back, and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, and chiropractors' offices, bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Reese's.
Sunday, Big Ten rivals wrap up their regular season on Fox. It's Ohio State and Michigan, Sunday at noon Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. This is what it looks like right now if the tournament were to begin today. Penn State trying to stay out of that first day. Right now is the 10 seed. We went through some Illinois scenarios. For the win tonight, they would clinch that double bye. If they win tonight and they win Sunday against Iowa, they would be the 2 seed. Unless Wisconsin loses to Nebraska. And that seemed a lot crazier a week ago before Nebraska went and it beat Ohio State. Still, it would be surprising if Nebraska was able to pull off that upset. With Illinois looking at a double bye with a win in one of their final 2 games. Shows the NCAA tournament resume looks like this. Our Mike DeCourcy, bracket expert, has them as a 4 seed. That is a terrifying 4 seed.
Seriously.
Right?
Yeah, this is a Illinois team that most people think is a top 10, regardless of the ranking today. I know they're ranked 20th. This is a top 10 outfit when they are fully healthy, when they are playing to their capabilities. No one wants to see Kofi Coburn, Trent Frazier, and Alfonso Plummer in their bracket, no doubt.
Jacob Grandison, line drive of a runner. Coburn, the offensive rebound on a third try, tips it in. Illinois dominating on the offensive glass, outscoring Penn State 12-0 in second chance points.
Yeah, that's how you have a lead, despite the fact that no one really has a rhythm from the outside. They're just shooting 8 for 21, but those second chance opportunities are a nightmare. If you're a Penn State fan, you got to game rebound.
Pickett feeling his way, fading. Not this time. Foul on the rebound. Goes on Penn State. Here his second.
Coburn just playing volleyball on the backboard here. Just throwing it up, and if it doesn't go in, nobody for Penn State is tall enough and big enough. Even John Hara, one of the strongest guys you will ever see in real life. No way.
There were 3 or 4 Penn State players around him, and it didn't matter.
I mean, Kofi is putting up stats that match guys like Kevin Durant, Tyler Hansbrough, Blake Griffin, to name a few in the last 25 years. A statistical monster.
And this has been one of the great programs in college basketball last few decades. They haven't had a guy put up his kind of numbers as Williams hits the 3, 20 points, 10 rebounds per game in 49 years. Nick Weatherspoon, 1973, the last Illinois player to average 20 points and 10 boards. It's a 9-0 run for the Illini. The lead back to 6. Here's a deep 3 from Miles Dredd that won't go.
Nice closeout there from Kofi. He knows that Miles Dredd, the one thing that Dredd can do for this team offensively is shoot the 3.
Grandison left alone. Penn State got away with it this time.
I mean, the Nittany Lions are selling out completely defensively to take away Coburn touches. They're going to allow Grandison and DeMonte Williams to shoot all they want.
Greg Lee steps outside and buries the triple. 6'9", showing off some good range there. Penn State 50% as a team from outside, staying in the game, down 3.
2-3 zone here from the Nittany Lions.
They attack it with Coburn, who is fouled on the floor.
They mostly man-to-man, but they will sprinkle in zone to kind of throw a softball, throw a change-up pitch at him, and also to protect against Kofi. John Hara is on the bench. Michael Shrewsbury told us if John Hara is on the bench and Kofi's in the game, they're probably going to play some zone. Have a better chance of surrounding Kofi down there. You'll see Illinois run their man-to-man offensive sets against it.
Grandison can't hit it. Use the word change up there. If Penn State was a pitcher, they'd be an old soft-tossing lefty jump ball, wouldn't they?
You're the baseball guy, Joe. Tell me.
It seems like it.
A knuckleballer?
Could be, yeah. Lee again from outside. A little bit short this time, and Grandison streaks in there to get it.
Again, impressed with Kofi Coburn's ability. That's a backcourt violation. Bad mistake there. Impressed by Kofi's ability to close out defensively. To me, that's the one thing that I think NBA general managers are wondering about. If you look at Kofi, if you go on the internet and look at NBA draft boards, you won't find him on many first round or even second round picks. And I think it's not at all because of his offensive shortcomings. I think NBA teams are asking, can he guard other smaller perimeter players in pick and roll?
Lundy knocks down a jumper again in traffic. He's done that a couple times tonight.
Yeah, he's a guy that really, even though he's got 2 or 3 defenders around him, he's got that calm presence, and it doesn't change his shot motion at all. It's actually really hard to do.
Leading all scorers with 8 points, down to a 1-point game. Williams open again, knocks down another 3. DeMonte Williams usually on the floor for his leadership, his defensive grit, but he's knocked down a couple threes in this one.
DeMonte has not scored more than 2 points in his last 4 games. This could be a night where he can have 20.
That feel from Pickett.
And even though it's a 2-3 zone, they're going to put Kofi in a pick-and-roll situation, running their man-to-man sets against it. Ball movement, player movement.
Williams short this time. Foul on Frazier, trying to get around the screen.
So Jamonte Williams, he's going to have to step up and make some of these if Illinois is going to get some separation. And the reason they haven't gotten any separation, Jalen Pickett still going to work. 2-point game.
What drove us to create the most rugged Honda vehicles yet? It's the courage to challenge convention, the will to succeed, and the joy of conquering the toughest trails. Rise to the challenge with the Honda Pilot and all-new Passport Trail Sport.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Ooh. Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's and feed your happy.
Think about the best night's sleep you've ever had. At Tempur-Pedic, we're dedicated to helping you sleep like that every night, so you get the deep, comfortable, undisturbed rest you deserve. Experience the mattress ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power 3 years in a row.
What do we want delivered every month? Clumping litter, salmon pate. Love that for me. Choose the frequency and ship it. I feel so accomplished. Now you can pet me.
Get fast, free shipping for all your pet's needs. Chewy.
Let's go on the open road with a safe stay. Now get double Best Western Rewards points on every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get free nights fast. Book now at bestwestern.com.
USAA is made for the safe pilots, like Matt, who can come to a stop with barely a bobble. With USAA Safe Pilot, when you drive safe, you can save up to 30% on your auto insurance. USAA, what you're made of, we're made for. Get a quote today.
I'm a Gainiac, check my drawers. My clothes smell so much fresher than before.
Try Gain Flings and you'll be a Gainiac too. The only detergent with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Oh, you're doing it wrong, man.
What's wrong with action figures?
Nothing. Capital One Shopping instantly searches for available coupon codes and automatically applies.
Whoa.
I look good in miniature. Capital One Shopping. What's in your wallet?
Hey, coming up on the FS1 College Hoops Halftime Report, Ohio State and Michigan State both trying to turn things around. Houston keeps sailing below that radar, and conference tournaments are already heating up. We'll have it for you at the half. Right now, Joe and Casey, back to you.
Okay, Mike, it's been a good one in Champaign so far. 20th ranked Illinois with a 27-25 lead. And the biggest reason they're in front right now, Casey, they're dominating on the glass, outscoring Penn State 12-0 in second chance points.
Yeah, this has been a close game, but you're right. The battle on the glass hasn't been close at all. Illinois is dominating it. The best time to shoot threes or off offensive rebounds. And how about here? Omar Payne, look what I found. Puts him in the spin cycle. Beautiful move there. And then Kofi Coburn only has one made field goal. Here it is on the offensive glass. No offensive flow or rhythm for Kofi or anybody else really in an Illinois uniform. Credit Penn State for making this game really messy.
This is what they do.
It is. They weren't able to do it against Nebraska. They got pumped by a Nebraska team that dropped 13 threes on them. They responded.
Greg Lee stuffs it down and ties it up. What a nice return it's been for Lee. His second game back and a potential difference maker for them.
And you know Greg Lee's looking over at Illinois' bench. He sees Kofi Coburn sitting on it, and he's like, all right, I'm attacking the glass for ducks.
Hawkins, they dared him, and he couldn't hit it. Rebound Lundy. Here comes Penn State looking for the lead.
Corbello trying to match up with Lee down there.
Huge size advantage, 6'9" against 6'1". Good hands from Corbello. Lee takes it right back into him. A kick out for Dredd. Way short. Corbello lobbing for Hawkins. Couldn't put it down. Found Goody, who couldn't can the three. Dredd's there to pull it down. Stays tied at 27, 2.5 left here in the first.
That's more of the tempo and style that Corbello especially wants to play. Get out in the open floor where they can utilize the full 94 feet of this basketball court. I don't know of any team in America, Joe, that enjoys playing in the half court all the time. It's not as much fun. There isn't as much space to work with.
Again, it's Lee with Corbello on him inside. Instead, outside, a three goes for Pickett. And Penn State takes the lead.
You can see why he leads the Big Ten in minutes played, right? He does a little bit of everything. The leader on the floor. He's a vocal guy. He can play both ends of the floor. He knows exactly what Micah Shrewsbury wants.
Diving to the floor, Lee was able to get it to Lundy. Back pick by Williams. Another guy who you could say those things about. Does whatever the game calls for, whatever his team needs. With Corbello, a 3-point game inside the 92nd mark.
And now back to man-to-man defense for Penn State.
Corbello well short. Goody found it. He misses as well. Illinois has gone cold.
Defensively, what are you trying to give up? Contested 2-point jump shots. And the two shots that Illinois just took on that possession were both contested 2-pointers.
It's a foul on Plummer.
Pickett has just controlled things on this end of the floor in pick and roll, just drawing two, and the Goody was too slow on that rotation, and then also again Goody giving them space. And, you know, that's a shot that you want Jalen Pickett to take. He's just a 30% shooter, but he's feeling a rhythm now. We're going to step aside.
And I'm on a roll.
Reese's eggs are back, and we hit them somewhere you'll never find. Psych! We put them everywhere. Grocery stores and supermarkets, gas stations, and chiropractors' offices, bowling alleys and grocery stores, which we already mentioned. Reese's.
Brad Underwood not happy. His team down 3 to a Penn State team that just got beat by Nebraska by 23.
You know, Brad Underwood wants guys that are coachable, and he has guys that are coachable. He says you can't have a good program if you can't coach your best players and demand more of them. That's what he demanded of Ayo Dosunmu last year and Kofi Coburn this year. It doesn't matter if you're the star or the 12th guy off the bench.
Under a minute to go in this half. Here's Pickett leading all scorers with 10. Got underneath, found Lee, let it stolen by Williams. Devontae Williams on the push, draws the foul. Devontae Williams, in a lot of ways, has been their best player in this half so far.
Yeah, he's a smart player. Okay, coming in, he only averaged 4 points a game, but last year he was one of the best three-point shooters in America. Has kind of just lost his confidence a little bit midpoint of this season. He shot 55% from 3 a season ago. But again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the type of game that DeMonte Williams can have 20 points. Penn State has made it clear that they are saying, DeMonte, if you score 20 today, you'll beat us. If you can't, this is going to be a 1 or 2 possession game.
Down to a 1-point game, 8-second differential between game and shot. Shrewsbury says, hold on.
keep it simple here. Pickett and Greg Lee, pick and roll. That's all you need. Or 1-4 flat. You could just let Pickett go to work here too.
It's all Pickett so far. Corbello waits for him. Under 10 to shoot. Here comes that screen from Lee. He pops and travels. With Corbello sizing him up. Turns it over. Illinois got it with the shot clock turned off. Timeout taken by Brad Underwood with 13 seconds. Hard to believe the madness starts next week here on Fox and FS1. Watch the top teams and best players compete for their conference championships. Got the Big East tournament beginning Wednesday from Madison Square Garden in New York City. And the Pac-12 tournament from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Coverage starting on March 10th. Fox and FS1, your home for college basketball. Pac-12? We get to choose which bracket we showed, Pac-12 or Big East. We went Pac-12 because we'll be there. Yes. I know we can't wait.
Oh, my goodness. This is going to be so much fun. And how good is Arizona? They're the 1 seed, but they are the number 2 ranked team in all of America. What a story. Tommy Lloyd, his first ever head coaching job, and he's turned Arizona into an offensive and defensive juggernaut. Who is going to challenge them? Will it be UCLA and USC, or will there be a team like Oregon? Remember last year, Oregon State came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not only won the Pac-12 tournament, but then got to the Elite Eight. Did not see that coming, Joe.
So here we go. Final possession of this first half. Really trying to take the lead into the break. It's Corbello instead of Frazier. Andre Corbello goes behind the back, nifty dribbling, tough shot, tip wouldn't go, and this half ends with Penn State in front. Nittany Lions with quite a bounce-back performance through 20 minutes. After the ugly loss on Sunday at home, they lead 20th-ranked Illinois 30-29.
I'm not going to call it a perfect first half of basketball for Penn State because they didn't make every shot, but they shot over 50% on offense and 10. He personifies this Penn State team. He's good. He's experienced, he's intelligent, and he's methodical. He took his time. He dissected the Illini defense. He's got a game-high 10 points on 4 of 6 shooting, and he's also got 3 assists this time to Greg Lee down low. Not a single player on the other side for Illinois has any offensive rhythm whatsoever. Only one player has more than 1 field goal. Think about that. With all the talent on this Illini team, Kofi Coburn just has 4 points tonight. His first half season low was 3 points against Iowa on December 6th.
It's a guy in Kofi Coburn that scored in double figures, and he probably still going to score in double figures, but 38 consecutive games and just 4 in the first half. Here's Trent Frazier, who's back in there, had 2 fouls in the first half, and so didn't play the last few minutes. Frazier only had 3 points. There's Coburn, 2 quick ones, turning around mid-range.
It doesn't shoot that often, but has a mid-range has range a little past the free throw line. But you had to know that all the guys in white jerseys were looking at Kofi saying, we are going to get you the ball, big fella. And these were the numbers I was talking about. Only one guy, DeMonte Williams, has more than 1 field goal. Now, Kofi Coburn is 2 for 4 with 6 points in this game.
In case if I had told you, okay, at halftime they're going to have one guy that has more than 1 field goal and gave you 5 guesses, you wouldn't have guessed right.
Nope.
No,
I wouldn't have.
DeMonte Williams, who averages 3.8 per game, the only guy with multiple buckets in the first half. And there is Uncle Pick. His first 2 of the second, putting Penn State back ahead.
He's setting up his home office right in that Big Ten logo, right in the middle of the paint. He is feasting.
Here is Trent Frazier. Good vision. Williams an open 3. Rebound Hera, who, by the way, has not attempted a shot for Penn State.
And that's not ideal, but that's not his job either. He is there to defend, rebound, to set monster screens like he's about to on Trent Frazier.
For Pickett. Gets to the block against Frazier. Help comes from Grandison. Leads to the kick. And a Lundy 3. It's off the top of the backboard. Bodies crash into the floor. One of those Heras. And it looks like it's going to stay here.
It's hard to knock John Hera over, too. You got to get low. You got to have some leverage. Micah Shrewsbury could probably knock over John. But why would he? Those two in just 1 year developed a pretty strong bond. I mean, everybody at Penn State loves John Harrar, his effort, what he means. And tonight he set the school record for most games played in a Penn State uniform, 142 contests.
Williams penetrating, leaning, and getting it knocked away. It wasn't a sure thing that he was going to come back for his final season. Looked into transferring, but once Micah Shrewsbury was hired and they had some conversations, decided to stay. Micah Shrewsbury hopes that as he's trying to kind of establish his culture in this program, guys watch the way John Harrar goes about his business. And that lingers, his impact lingers as the years go on. We made the comparison earlier, Trent Frazier and Brad Davison, guys that seem like they've been around forever. Across the Big Ten, across the country this year, you've got guys who feel that way.
And they make differences, right? These are my top four. There are plenty others, but in the Big Ten, these are my top four. Brad Davison, okay, it's Johnny Davis's team, the Badgers are, I get it, but Brad Davison is a winning player and matters a lot to them, as Alfonso Plummer is still without rhythm from behind the arc. To be able to lean on these experienced guys late in games and late in the season, these coaches, those super seniors are worth their weight in gold.
Lundy with a couple contested threes during the first half. He's got it with the shot clock winding down. He's short this time. Coburn tips it to Frazier.
Look at Coburn run the floor.
Established position against Greg Lee, who's got 2 fouls. Frazier gets by the defender. Grandison from the corner. Rebound Lee. Illinois just 5 out of 16 from outside. Harris screens for Pickett, rises from 3. Not this time, rebound Plummer. Here's Frazier in transition, ripping a 3. Trent Frazier, his second 3 of the game.
I was just about to comment that Trent Frazier, his trigger finger on his left hand had to be getting pretty itchy. He had not been able to squeeze one off in a long time. Their leader getting on the board. Could that be the bucket that jump-starts the Fighting Illini?
Pickett takes it into him, spins baseline, and banks it in.
And just as those words roll off my lips, Joe, who has the answer? Every single time in this game, Jalen Pickett has an answer.
Coburn over the top. Couple early buckets in the second half, matching his first half total already.
I mentioned that season low game, 3 points in the first half against Iowa on December 6th. He ends up finishing with 17 points and 18 rebounds in that one. All right, so it's not like he's been in this predicament before and hasn't been able to find an answer.
Harrar 15 feet away, given about 10 feet. No intentions of shooting. 5 in the shot clock. It's Pickett against Frazier. Lost the handle and walked.
There's a lot of matchups to watch, but Trent Frazier against Pickett is going to be a fun one. And Trent finally getting one to go down. And he is the leader of this team and the co-leader, the co-captain, Kofi Coburn. You know, Illinois finally getting a lead here.
Refinancing your student loans to a lower rate through Credible.com could reduce your monthly payments or save you thousands on interest. In 2 minutes, you could get actual pre-qualified student loan refinance rates from multiple lenders. Visit Credible.com today and see how much you could save.
Sunday on Fox.
Fouls it down.
Number 23, Ohio State, looks to march into the Big Ten tournament on a roll as they take on Michigan. Sunday at noon Eastern on Fox.
Hey, hon.
Hey,
Want to do some laundry?
some laundry.
Your Roman delivery came.
Oh, laundry. We can do that.
Want to do our taxes?
Oh.
Honey mustard.
We have to go.
Whatever you call it,
Want to do it?
be ready with Roman.
Okay.
Roman makes it simple and convenient to take care of ED. So when the moment's right, you're ready. Roman ready.
Mayor.
We bring flavor.
Whoa.
Citizens, Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda is the loudest flavors ever. Flavor, flavor, flavor.
Getting the perfect home is a journey, so we help you find it, tour it, and own it. For moving made simple, there's no place like Zillow.
With Panera's You Pick 2, every meal is made fantastic. You can be fresh and fun, bold and classic, cozy and precocious. With 465 fresh, clean, craveable pairings, find a You Pick 2 for any mood. Enjoy a $1 delivery fee when you order on our app.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Buchamode.
Cut.
Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The 2022 Big Ten basketball tournaments return to Indianapolis as Gamebridge Fieldhouse hosts the annual celebration of Big Ten hoops. The women's tournament runs March 2nd through the 6th, and the men's tournament tips off March 9th through the 13th. Tickets are on sale now, so contact your university ticket office or head to big10.org for more information. Catch all the action and be there as the conference's top teams battle this March for the Big Ten tournament title in Indianapolis.
Illini by 2, 15:34 left to go in this one in Champaign. After Kyle Larson's big win at Fontana, the NASCAR Cup Series heads to Las Vegas for the best drivers on the planet. Look to strike it rich and grab a win. The engines fire Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox Sports app. Well, in the win against Michigan on Sunday, Coburn and Plummer combined for 53 points. They've only got 11 at this point on the season, the top scoring duo in major conference basketball.
Kofi getting busy early in the second half, and now it's time for Alfonso to do his work. I would say that Alfonso Plummer is one of the most impactful transfers in the country. I would say number 1, Oscar Shibwe, maybe number 2, James Akinjo, the starting point guard for Baylor. But Alfonso Plummer would be on a top 5 list if I were creating the difference he's made, and the service he provides, which is three-point shooting, is so valuable to this team.
And a turnover that time. Pickett goes to the baseline, soft touch, and 16 to lead all scorers for Jalen Pickett. This guy who's a dominant player at Siena, 3-time all-conference player. He was the freshman of the year in the conference. He won conference player of the year as a sophomore in his first season at Penn State, with another year of eligibility too. Short with a 3 is Williams.
And again, Miles Dredd, number 2 in navy blue, did not even dare to contest that shot. He was sitting right in the lap of Kofi Coburn.
So there's one of the answers to the question we had coming into the game. Who do you help off of? Because there's so many guys that can beat you early now. So far, they've been pressing the right buttons. Pickett, free to shoot. Gives it up. Lundy fires. In and out. Rebound Grandison.
That ball was halfway in the basket.
Frazier streaks inside. And the foul. How many times, Casey, have we seen Trent Frazier when Illinois needs somebody stand up and be the guy?
It's him. You're right. He's clutch in the second half. And look at Kofi Coburn pretending to post up and basically setting a screen, clearing out the lane, giving Trent Frazier a little extra runway for that finish. This guy's been a 5-year starter. And we talk about super seniors, but very rarely is a guy a starter for 5 years. DeMonte Williams, too.
Yeah.
But Trent Frazier was the all-time leader in minutes played here at Illinois.
And he's played so many different roles. They weren't very good when he got here. He was the leading scorer as a freshman. Then it was mostly he was a stopper, although Sumo was here.
Yep.
But he stepped up to become such a well-rounded leader, true point guard for this team here as a senior. And you put it all together, top 5 in program history in scoring as well.
And I think he should be the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. And you know who agrees with me? His head coach, Brad Underwood.
Shot clock again, down to 2. There he is. On defense, on Sessoms.
Well, Trent Frazier was last year on the 5-player all-defensive Big Ten team, and here's another example of why. Yet he was the only guy on that all-defensive team to return to the Big Ten. So, the other guys were Darryl Morsell from Maryland, who now plays at Marquette, Aaron Henry from Michigan State, Jamari Wheeler, former Nittany Lion, and Miles Johnson. None of those guys are now in the Big Ten. They've either transferred or graduated and moved on. Trent Frazier, to me, is the best defensive player in this awesome conference.
I thought it was pretty high praise today. Micah Shrewsbury, Penn State's head coach, said, I don't care what we're playing. I'm not basketball, pickup ball, another sport. I'm picking him. He's just such a great competitor.
That is quite the compliment. You're right.
Fires up a 3 here that is a little too much mustard on it.
A lot of coaches will think that, but they won't say it out loud.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of coaches that wish they had a Trent Frazier type of guy on their team. A dog on defense and a guy who can knock down shots, too.
Brad Underwood wishes that he'd have him for another 5 years. Said, I want to sign him and Williams to lifetime contract to spend there the entire time he has. Key pieces of them turning this thing around. 3-point game. 13 minutes to go. Here's Pickett. He's been the man again for Penn State. Gives it up for Lundy. His 3 ties the game. 3rd of the game for Seth Lundy.
The problem is that Illinois defensively is running drop coverage, which means that Kofi Coburn's dropping down to protect the basket. It's allowing space in the middle of the floor where they're drawing to and kicking out.
Williams tries it again. Got it this time. Double figures for DeMonte Williams, the first alignment to reach that. Pickett probing his way inside. He got fouled from behind by Plummer. Third foul on Alfonso Plummer, so he'll take a seat. Andre Curbelo comes in. 11 points, Casey, for Williams. Season high. Touchdown when he hit his first 3, I think. Could be a kind of game where he gets involved.
And we were talking about Trent Frazier being a winner and a leader. So is DeMonte Williams. This guy's a winner and willing to be a star in his role. Doesn't define himself by how many points he scores. But I think, again, in this game, I think he's going to need to be a scorer and change his mindset.
Greg Lee, second chance. There'll be a 3rd opportunity for Penn State on this trip. On the other side of this break in a 3-point game.
And 3-pointers by each side. We're going back and forth. This one has the look of a 1-possession game coming down to the wire here. That's Seth Lundy from 3. And then Plummer giving it up. DeMonte Williams with his 3rd triple.
Kyle Larson took home the checkered flag at Fontana. Now we're bringing the party to Sin City, where a star-studded list of winners look to cash in again. The NASCAR Cup Series from Las Vegas, Sunday at 3 Eastern on Fox.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
How do you make America's #1 work brand for slip-resistant footwear even better? Add Podiatrist Certified Arch Support. Presenting Skechers Arch Fit, slip-resistant footwear with Podiatrist Certified Arch Support for all-day comfort. Try Skechers Arch Fit, work footwear available for men and women.
Finished? Of course not. You know crispy, juicy, tender rookie. You know that pouring the McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich crumbs into your mouth is the only way to say your final goodbye.
Villanova looks to gain some steam heading into the Big East tourney against Butler. Saturday at noon Eastern on Fox.
An electric guitar that hits all the right notes. Extraordinary. A coffee tea alarm clock that wakes up your senses. Unreal. A QR code that lets you explore and revel in a curated selection of the world's most unique and unexpected tech, fashion, home, and adventure items. Wondrous. Open your phone's camera, scan the code, and discover all that awaits you at touchofmodern.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff from Nuts.com. When my grandfather started this business in 1929, he relied on 4 important values: freshness, quality, variety, and service. I'm proud to carry on his legacy, but from a bigger space. We still freshly roast, season, and dip delicious nuts here in New Jersey and deliver them with the freshest dry fruits, snacks, and sweets to families that love our products all around the country, including mine. We think you'll love Nuts.com too, so check us out and enjoy free shipping on your first order.
The Illini trying to clinch a double bye for next week's Big Ten tournament. 3-point lead over Penn State midway through the second half. 10 days from Selection Sunday. Here's what Mike Corsi has right now out of the Big Ten. 8 teams in, and he's got Rutgers in the first 4 out.
And I don't see that. Rutgers, the way that they've been playing lately, and I know that there used to be a metric, Joe, where how you were playing in your last 10 games, it weighed a little bit more heavily on some of the other games in the early part. They have done away with that. It's been over a decade since that's been in, and I kind of disagree with that a little bit. I think it matters over the course of a season. The team you are today in late February and early March matters a lot more to me than who you were in November.
And we've seen it be one of the best indicators for who's going to make a run, who comes in playing well.
I think this Illinois team isn't really so much worried about their seed. Remember, last year they were a #1 seed. They got beat in the second round against Loyola Chicago. And last year's team was top 10 in both offense and defensive efficiency, according to KenPom. This year's Illini team is top 20 in offense. They're top 40 in defense, so not quite as good on that end of the floor without Ayo Dosunmu, but good enough to me to win a title.
Here's Curbelo. Tried to wrap it around to the corner, and it was stolen by Pickett. What this guy can't do. 16 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, and a couple of steals now for Pickett as Curbelo gets whistled for the foul. Along with Seth Lundy, Penn State right in this game, as they often are. The slow tempo that they play. More than half of their Big Ten games this year have been decided by just a couple possessions. Here is Pickett. Gives it up for Miles Dredd. Back to Pickett with 5 to shoot. Jalen Pickett way outside. Leans into one. I don't know that he got it off in time. It goes in. Did he get it off?
They're going to go to review. In real time, I do not think that this should be a made field goal.
And designation is just the start.
That's an easy one. Yep. He still made that too. Incredible. That's when you know it's your night, man. The transfer from Siena, Jalen Pickett, so impressive. He was the MAAC Freshman of the Year in 2019. Then he was the Player of the Year the following year in 2020, the COVID year. Was a first-team all-conference player last year. Was highly sought after. A lot of people were interested in Jalen Pickett's services for obvious reasons, but a really nice fit, I think. That's just as important, Joe. Where you go, where you fit is just as important as the name across your chest and how highly ranked they are.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Gonzaga, Baylor were both interested in him. Here's Williams. A little bit short this time. He's from Rochester, New York, Jalen Pickett is, so one of the benefits of Penn State was his family could drive down about 3.5 hours to watch him. And he said he just felt a real family environment. He felt wanted at Penn State. Micah Shrewsbury's new staff made him a priority. Really turned it over there. Getting the shot clock inside 10. Sam Sessoms is at a quiet day. Fadeaway shot, and he rips it.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about Sam Sessoms at all. He was the sixth man last year, started the first 8 games of this year, but is kind of now back to his sixth man role. But he is an instant offensive guy, just 6 feet tall, but very creative. The smaller you are, the more creative and tools you have to have in your bag to be a scorer. Tough shot. It goes down.
And then the foul on the other end on John Hera. Has not taken a shot in this game, but he's been called for 3 fouls. Here's the lob, and Kofi thunders it down. That is how Kofi Coburn moves into double figures for the assist from Curbelo.
His 45th dunk of the year. I feel bad for the Rims when Kofi rises up. He's going to rip that thing off the hinges. I'm not sure why John Hera double-teamed the ball there and left Kofi.
Frazier comes up with a steal. What's the push for Illinois? Jacob Grandison down the lane, banks it in. Timeout, Penn State.
And the crowd is finally into it. The Orange Crush. Throw it up to Kofi. Let him do the work. They overhelp. Why is John Hera double-teaming the ball in the corner and leaving one of the best players in the country wide open? And then finally, Illinois turning up the tempo. That's how they want to play.
Your mission, stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Talk to your rheumatologist about Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq, make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
Making friends again, Billy?
I like to keep my enemies close.
Guys, excuse me. I didn't quite get that. I'm hard of hearing.
Oh, hey, don't forget about the tense music, too.
Would you say tense?
I'd say suspenseful.
Aren't they the same thing?
Can we move on, guys? Please.
Alexa, turn on the subtitles. And dim the lights. Okay, dimming the lights.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
Or the places we didn't go?
At Chipotle, this is our best chorizo ever. Charred and grilled with a rich, smoky flavor. It just happens to be made from plants. Everything you love about Chipotle, but 100% plant-based.
A little burst for Illinois and a 5-point lead for the Illini. You were talking about that dunk from Kofi Coburn. How does he get that much room to come shrieking down the
Bizarre play. Take a look at John Hera right here. He's guarding Kofi Coburn. For whatever reason, he's going to come there and allow Kofi Coburn to go right down the lane. I am not sure where he's pointing, why he's double teaming right here in the corner. A very bizarre, just a miscommunication from one of the better defensive big guys on Penn State's roster. I'm just confused. I'm not sure what's going on. Grayley is standing right there, too. So there was nowhere for Curbelo to drive to.
Now, for the most part, Penn State has been much better on defense tonight than they were against Nebraska on Sunday. And defense has been the thing for them this year that could have been their calling card. Just on that possession. Hard to understand what was going on. Here's a foul on Illinois. 9 minutes to go. It's another tight game that Penn State finds itself in. So trying to finish off this regular season on a high note. More game coming for Penn State.
And that dunk finally put Kofi Coburn in double figures. That's now 39 straight games where he's scored double figures, which is remarkable if you think about it. I know he's massive and I know he's skilled, but still, you just have bad games. Everybody has them.
53 of 55 since the start of last year. Pickett over Curbelo, halfway down and out, into the hands of Lee, and a teardrop goes.
Really impressed with Greg Lee, and just kind of filling his role. He hasn't forced anything. He's played solid defense all night, and he's taken his opportunities on the offensive end. He's got 9 points.
Coburn had to pop away from him. Here comes Penn State. A bounce for Hera. First shot of the night is there. And it's a 1-point game.
They had numbers from the start. Kofi was really slow in that transition. Coaches talk about all the time, Joe, that first 3 steps. Kofi, when that ball was turned over, he just kind of stood for a bit.
Williams couldn't get it to go on an aggressive take. His best offensive night of the season going. Still leading Illinois with 11. After it looked like Illinois had seized momentum, back come the Nittany Lions looking for the lead again. It's Pickett backing down on Curbelo. Finds Coburn waiting for him. Harrell's there, and Penn State takes the lead. He goes all night without taking a shot, and then back-to-back possessions, he scores. They give Williams room again. He's burned him a few times tonight out there. Frazier. Williams. His 4-3.
The difference on that one was DeMonte Williams was down in a stance, was shot ready with his hands, just stepped right into that. It was like a practice shot.
Guy that averages fewer than 4 points per game this season, has 14 to lead him, but Pickett right back the other way ties it.
He has answered the call every time when his team has been in a little bit of a trouble, or you feel like Illinois is about to bust this game open and get a rhythm. And again, the crowd here silenced.
Reach in on Pickett. Tied at 49, Casey. 6:37 to go.
Jalen Pickett to John Hera. Happened on back-to-back plays. Kofi Coburn was slow in transition, and here he double teams, leaving Hera wide open on the backside. And we are knotted at 49.
We love our new apartment.
Great kitchen, open floor plan.
But there's not much privacy.
What happened to your wall?
At least Geico makes bundling our renters and car insurance easy.
Does save us a ton. What's on this chicken?
Paprika.
Paprika! I made it at home.
That's my catchphrase.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
When the refreshing taste of a hard seltzer meets the bold flavor of a margarita, you get a seltzer-rita, and the day gets even tastier. Introducing Corona Hard Seltzer, Seltzer-rita.
Think about the best night's sleep you've ever had. At Tempur-Pedic, we're dedicated to helping you sleep like that every night, so you get the deep, comfortable, undisturbed rest you deserve. Experience the mattress ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power 3 years in a row.
You might like that Atkins frozen meals help you cut your carbs while enjoying the foods you love. But what you'll probably like best is that they taste every bit as good as they look. This is today's Atkins.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg, a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
When you order carryout online from Domino's, we know it takes skill to get pizza from our store
through a car door to your front door. So we're going to tip you for delivering your own pizza to yourself. Get a $3 tip just for ordering carryout online, only at Domino's.
All tied at 49, 6:37 left to go, and we go inside the huddle with Micah Shrewsbury.
Hands up, in and out. Hands up, in and out. Thank you. Right? Every possession matters. Every possession.
Hands up, in and out. What's he talking about? Faking and stunting and falling back. They are trying to kind of make Illinois guess whether or not they have an open shot or not. Again, they are selling out. They are not letting Kofi Coburn get touches down low, and then they're trying to stunt at all the other shooters.
And you see the close games they've been in this season. Product of, talked about a bunch tonight, the tempo that they play at. Fewer possessions in Penn State games typically. Get another tight game here. Road opportunity for them. This team just 1-8 on the road this season, with the lone win coming at Northwestern January 5th.
Not everybody can be the Providence Friars, who are 10-1 in games decided by 1 or 2 possessions. Incredible.
Here's Coburn underneath, got fouled. There were 3 blue shirts surrounding him. And he'll head to the line for 2. And Pickett call for his 3rd foul. Coburn goes back to the foul line. He's there one of the first possessions of the game for Illinois. This is his first trip since. There's only 2 players in the country that shoot more free throws than him. So normally, it's fouled a whole lot more than he's gotten tonight.
That makes a lot of sense that he is number 3 in the country in attempts per game at the line, behind Scottie Pippen Jr. of Vanderbilt and Jose Perez at Manhattan College.
1 out of 2 on this trip. Harris got the board. 1-point lead for Illinois. Trying to keep their hopes at a regular season Big Ten championship alive. They need to win their last 2. This one in against Iowa. And get a Nebraska upset over Wisconsin to share the title with the Badgers. Hera inside, gets double, gets blocked. Out of bounds by Coburn.
The help, watch here. He's basically double teamed, and then Pickett turns the other way. Kofi reacts, he recovers, he blocks just his 18th block of the season. Kofi is not an instinctual shot blocker, more of a positional defensive player.
Dalian Johnson catch and shoot, his first bucket of the night. Penn State back in front. Coburn. Williams has been the man. Not this time. Way too strong. Penn State getting the lead with a Dalian Johnson 3. This is a guy that hardly played as a freshman, hardly played first couple months this year, but has become a huge part of what they're doing. And a crowd. Harris somehow gets to it. The tie-up will send it to Illinois.
That last possession for Penn State. Watch Dalian Johnson come off. There's 2 curls. The first was Greg Lee. Then Dalian Johnson comes off. He's got back-to-back double-figure scoring games. So it's not like he can't do it. But here's the thing. The only 2 double-figure games he's had all year have been the last 2 games. So to your point, Joe, he's earned more minutes with his work ethic and what he's been doing in practice. And in the last couple of games, he has shown that he can be a scorer.
Yeah, Penn State ahead by 2. It's outside the 5-minute mark. Here in Champaign, Plummer down the lane, got fouled. Quiet night for Alfonso Plummer after the back-to-back 26-point performances. He's got just 3.
Just 1 for 4 from the 3-point arc, but everybody, he knows it, is trying to close him out. And it makes it a lot easier to be able to get to the basket when everybody is so scared of you pulling from deep.
Illinois 9 out of 10 at the line tonight. They've been one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the Big Ten on the year. An area where they've been good in this one. Tied up again. 10 lead changes and 7 ties in this one. It's pressure from Illinois out of the inbound.
They don't do this often. They're getting, I'm not going to say desperate, this is a tie game, but they are really trying to change up the tempo of this game, doing anything they can.
Dribbles into the paint, has it knocked away, and Coburn's got it.
What a defensive play from Trent Frazier. He's not going to get credit for that steal, Joe. That was his defensive play.
Grandison puts Illinois in front. Lundy looks to respond. Out of bounds. Last touch by Illinois.
Ooh, that was close. Seth Lundy, who's had a really nice game and is one of Penn State's best three-point shooters, gets a wide open look. And they're going to get another chance here. This one is fun, Joe. I wish they were all like this. It's the Big Ten basketball at its finest right here. It's a different type of game, a different tempo. I get it. Sometimes I like the 90 to 80 as well, but this one has been hard fought.
Pickett draws Coburn here. Asks for space. Takes it into Kofi. High, runner won't go. Loose ball, Penn State's got it. So a third try on this trip for the Nittany Lions. Down 3, they go inside the lead. A block is called on Frazier.
Well, he doesn't get the call right there, but Trent Frazier is getting my vote for Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. Watch the off-ball help, the strip on Hara, and Illinois gets out in the open floor, and that's Jacob Grandison. And his three is the difference in this one so far.
Oh, there's my little nephew. He looks more like Dad every time I see him. Dad is old. Right. So your message said you wanted to talk about insurance? I said I want you to talk about insurance. Well, most people know that bundling home and auto saves you money. Keep saying your words. But did you know that new customers who bundle and save with Progressive can save an average of $800? Sleeping baby. I love you too.
The Google Pixel 6. For all the Bucks fans, Serbian fans who became Nuggets fans, Heat fans who want to get rid of photobomb fans, Magic, Woj bomb fans, Top Shot fans, all the nothing fans.
Are you taking a photo of us?
Is that okay? For that once-in-a-lifetime shot, and fans seeing it up close for the first time. There are so many ways to love the NBA, and the Pixel 6 is built for all of them.
As a Main Street bank, PNC has helped over 7 million kids develop their passion for learning through our Grow Up Great initiative. And now, we're providing billions of dollars for affordable home lending programs as part of $88 billion to support underserved communities, including loans for small businesses and low and moderate income areas. So everyone has a chance to move forward financially. PNC Bank. See how we can make a difference for you.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty. Only at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving daily, now's the time to get in and get away. Get 0% APR financing plus 0 payments for 90 days on select vehicles. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Mayor.
We bring flavor.
Whoa. Citizens, Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda is the loudest flavors ever.
More Big Ten hoops coming your way next. Michigan big man Hunter Dickinson stepping up with his coach being out in a big way. He leads the way for the Wolverines in a big matchup for Blue against 24th ranked Iowa. That comes your way after you're done there in Champaign. You got a good one going on, Joe and Casey.
All right, Mike, final pieces of this puzzle falling into place in these coming days. Big Ten regular season standings. Wisconsin trying to lock up the conference title outright. They can do that by beating Nebraska this weekend. Illinois in the dogfight here, up 55-52 in a game that's seen 11 lead changes.
And Jalen Pickett, look at him and what he's been able to do. In fact, Jalen Pickett has scored or assisted on 15 of Penn State's 22 made field goals tonight. He's been a man out there for Micah Shrewsbury in his first year on the sideline for the Nittany Lions. But Illinois finally got Trent Frazier a little bit more involved in this one. Kofi Coburn starting to feel it as well.
Lee fires out of bounds off Frazier. So this is going to be a fourth try for Penn State on this possession. Down 3:37 left. Here's Pickett. 18 points to lead off scorers for the Siena transfer. Senior out of Rochester, working against Frazier. Gives up his dribble. Gets it right back. 5 to shoot. Back in on Frazier. Help comes. In traffic. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation.
Not sure if you want to isolate Trent Frazier. And I know Jalen Pickett, he's been awesome this entire game. We've talked about him all night. But that right there, probably not what he wants to do. He needs to create a little bit more space against Trent Frazier, who is shorter than him, but is just as tough.
Grandison in some pain on that play, staying in the game here. Right now it's Grandison's 3 a couple minutes ago that is the difference in the game. Illinois trying to survive a night where Penn State has played the game at the pace that they want. Illinois has not had the personality offensively you normally see from them. You got Colburn going off, and usually 1 or 2 other guys having big nights. Here's Colburn.
3 guys surrounding Kofi.
Still splits and throws it up there wildly, and it's cleared by Lee. Under 3 left.
I know they want to get Kofi touches, but he can't force it right now. If they're going to put 3 in his lap, he's got to figure out a way to either kick it back out and repost, or they need to run another play where they can get him a quick touch.
Lee couldn't get the roll. Colburn the rebound.
Feels a little bit like Trent Frazier time for Illinois as well, as Grandison kind of walked off. I think he's asking for a trainer on the side there. He just walked right off the floor.
I saw him a minute ago, look like reaching up near that left shoulder.
Take a look at that right there. That inadvertent collision.
So Grandison leaves the game. Under 2.5 to go. It's Plummer that comes in for him. Here is Frazier. Oh, you just called for it. So many times late in games, Trent Frazier has taken over for Illinois.
He had 16 points in the second half against Michigan the first time they played, not a couple of nights ago. And then at Indiana, he blew that game open. At Michigan State, he hit a late 3 to seal it. And they didn't have Kofi Coburn or Andre Curbelo in that Michigan State win. It was all Trent Frazier.
Lundy. There he is. There's Frazier. Lundy comes up with it. Hera finds Johnson. Got the defender to fly by. Opportunity after opportunity for Penn State, but they've now gone 4.5 minutes without a point. Timeout taken by Illinois with 1:35 left. Back in 30 seconds.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Oh, Beast Mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's and feed your happy.
Real cowboys get customized car insurance with Liberty Mutual, so we only pay for what we need.
Hey, Tex, did someone else get a turn?
Yeah, hang on, I'm about to break my own record. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Penn State was above 50% offensively in the first set, around 30 in the second. They've had so many chances here down the stretch, but haven't scored in more than 4 minutes. Illinois leads by 3. Half
half of it is Illinois making some adjustments on the defensive end. They put Trent Frazier on Jalen Pickett quite a bit in the second half. But the other part is Penn State is getting some open looks and they're just simply not making them. But offensively, I'm curious to see what Brad Underwood drew up in that huddle. Last time they got Kofi Coburn a touch on the block, but again, he's surrounded. He forced a shot that didn't even have a chance to go in. Did they drop something to get Trent Frazier maybe in a pick and roll situation on the move?
Illinois 10 of 11 at the foul line tonight. They are in the bonus here. It is in the hands of Frazier, defended by Pickett. Outside for Coleman Hawkins. Oh, Williams among the trees got his hand on it first, but couldn't pull it in. Penn State again with the ball, down 3.
They're going to milk this clock like they always do.
It's been 5 minutes since they've scored. Lundy trying to tie it. Not close. Out of bounds, and a second chance coming again.
Kofi's asking the referees to review this. He thinks that it went off of Penn State. And we are under 2 minutes, so they can go.
I don't know if Brad Underwood liked that shot from Coleman Hawkins, judging by his reaction there. What do you think?
That is off John Hara.
Yeah.
Unless it grazes Kofi, it doesn't look like it. Unless it grazes fingers. This to me looks like Hara definitely touches it, obviously.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it doesn't look like there that the ball changes trajectory. And this is obviously a big possession here, a big call. This is why we have replay. Sometimes it drives me nuts when we go to the monitor every possession, every other possession. But this is a monster play. They need to get it right. One possession game here.
Well, Kofi, who would know better than anybody whether that ball hit him or not, was convicted right away. Started pointing towards the scorer's table, started pointing the other way, saying, I didn't touch me. So Illinois hoping to get the ball here up 3, trying to survive against Penn State.
I mean, there's no evidence that Kofi touched that ball. And he's got big hands, too. He's got hands like catcher's mitts. If he touched the ball, it probably would have changed in some way. But I've been wrong before. Just once or twice, though, Joe,
That's
for the
it.
record. That's it.
Ball's out. Keith Kimball, Brooks Wells, the officials here. Again, the call on the floor is that it is Penn State ball. Do they see enough here to say that it did not touch Coburn and flip the possession to Illinois?
Well, what a chess match we have witnessed today so far up into this point with under a minute to go. Talked a lot about Penn State and what they had to do. There was a formula that they had to kind of go by, a recipe, if you will, on how to slow this game down, give themselves a chance to win. They needed to keep their turnovers low, and they did that in the first half. They're getting a little bit sloppy here in the second half. They got 12 for the game. They needed to milk the clock, get good shots. Jalen Pickett has been the man that has dictated the tempo and timing of the Nittany Lions offense. And they've needed to keep Illinois out of transition and neutralize this crowd. The Orange Press really hasn't been able to get involved in this game. Only 2 fast break points total for this game for either team combined. Pretty remarkable.
Wow, they're going to stick with the call. Huge, obviously, with 58 seconds in a 3-point game. It'll stay with Penn State.
And Kofi's like, can you explain that to me? Because I didn't touch that ball. Tough one.
So Penn State's got it. John Hara will be on the bench to begin this possession. Pickett's inbound. He's been the man tonight for Penn State with 18 points. Here comes Lundy wanting the ball. They get it in the lead. Bunch of shooters on the floor for Penn State. Down 3, less than a minute. Lee got Coburn off his feet. Found Pickett. He kicks. He finds Dredd. Can't hit the wide open 3. Boy, had the look that they wanted. Miles Dredd couldn't connect.
Wide open for your second best three-point shooter. 40% three-point shooter is Miles Dredd. Couldn't have been more open if they tried. I think Trent Frazier is making the decision here.
8-second differential between game and shot. Here comes Frazier. He got fouled.
Watch Jalen Pickett make the extra pass here. Everybody just taking their time. He gets in the air. The no-look pass. Beautiful setup. And that was straight on line. It was just short. Miles Dredd 0 for 3 from the three-point arc tonight.
And now Trent Frazier goes to the line for 1-and-1, trying to make this a two-possession game. 86% foul shooter. Got every part of the rim, but got the job done, and it's a 4-point game.
And now that first make was the most important. Obviously, he wants to make this one as well if you're an Illinois fan. But they're going to play this possession now. Obviously, don't have to foul. Penn State, you need to score as soon as possible.
Hawkins, the offensive rebound. With a jump ball, and Penn State will get it. They're down 4 with 12 seconds. What they called a foul. Looks like they've called a foul on Penn State. So Hawkins will be at the line trying to seal the deal.
Wow, what a play here. Look, on the right side of your screen. Just a simple swim move past Miles Dredd. That's the right call. And Coleman Hawkins gets there first, and then everybody else just collapses on him. Although that looks, I don't know, there's a lot of ball there from Miles Dredd. Oftentimes you will see that called a jump ball.
Hawkins, who been a more and more important piece of what Illinois is doing over the last couple of weeks. Comes up with a huge offensive rebound. Follows it up with a couple of free throws. And a timeout taken in a 6-point game with 12 seconds.
What a play, what a difference-making play. And Penn State would have had an uphill climb anyways. It was a 4-point game when that free throw was missed, but just taking the wind out of the sails. And if you're Illinois, this is their path to a Big Ten title. Yeah, you got to take care of business right now, which they, 11 seconds left, they should be able to do. And they got a monster one. You and I are going to be here for that one on Sunday against Iowa and Keegan Murray. And then, of course, they need some help from Wisconsin.
And if they get all those things, if all three of those outcomes go their way, they win a regular season championship, and they share it with Wisconsin. Though, by virtue of the tiebreaker, would be the 1 seed in the Big Ten tournament next week as they try to repeat as tournament champions.
It has not been a very smooth season for Illinois, right? Ayo Dosunmu goes to the NBA. Remember, Brad Underwood lost all 3 of his assistant coaches. Then Kofi enters the NBA draft. He pulls out of the draft, enters the portal, and then he returns, but he's suspended for 3 games, and they start 2-2. I mean, just a turbulent kind of season. Andre Curbelo getting hurt. They haven't been healthy quite a bit this season, but here they are, 13-5 in the Big Ten, and a true Final Four contender, no doubt.
So at the 6-minute mark of this game, Casey, Penn State had a 2-point lead. They've not scored since. So an 8-0 Illinois run over the last 6 minutes. Missed opportunities, a story down the stretch for the Nittany Lions until Dalian Johnson ends that long drought. And it's a 1-possession game again with 6.9.
Yeah, that's a big shot there. Look, now stranger things have happened. There's plenty of time here. 7 seconds. You have to foul immediately. There is no time to then trap and try and get a turnover. But here, Jalen Pickett with his head up, and Dalian Johnson, talked about him, just a sophomore, not afraid of the moment, keeping Penn State within striking distance.
Johnson's second 3 of the game.
All right, so they have to foul right away. What you're talking about in the huddle is who not to foul. You got to take away Trent Frazier. He can't get the ball. You got to take away Alfonso Plummer. Both of those guys are shooting above 85% from the foul line. Make anybody else step to the foul line and make 2 free throws.
And it will be 2 shots for Illinois at this point in the double bonus. Johnson gets the first points for the Nittany Lions in 6 minutes. Too little, too late, though. Illinois trying to make it back-to-back wins after the impressive win in Ann Arbor on Sunday.
I wasn't sure if Brad Underwood was going to keep Kofi Coburn on the floor. If you're Miles Dredd #2, you invite a pass to the big man, foul him, put him to the line.
It's Plummer now. He gets it into Hawkins. And the foul. So it's Coleman Hawkins that'll head to the line. On the season, just 63%. Hit a couple of free throws a moment ago. That is the 5th foul on Jalen Pickett. So Pickett is fouled out of another impressive game. 18 points to lead Penn State. He's finished for that foul there. And they're actually going to say that it's Plummer that is going to shoot the free throws. What a night this was, though, for Jalen Pickett. What a year it's been for Jalen Pickett.
This was one of the best games, if not the best game that I've seen him play. I mean, he's scored more. He's had more rebounds in other individual games. He's had more assists. But I thought his floor presence, the way he commanded this offense, and also his he's a very good defensive player as well. He made it difficult for several of the Illini guards tonight. I thought he was magnificent.
It does look like they sorted it out, and it will be Hawkins. Well, it's just Plummer tried to sneak his play.
Yeah, he did.
Uh-huh.
I've done that a time or two. A big guy gets fouled, and you're like, yeah, referee, it was me. I got these.
Hawkins calmly sinking 3 of them here in the final minute. Makes all 4 down the stretch. State uses its final timeout. We'll take it with them. 4 seconds left to go.
Monday.
You have a heart condition. Given the demands of your job, I don't see you making it to Nittany.
Will a shocking secret
I would rather die a firefighter.
prove deadly?
Please don't die.
All new 911 Lone Star. Then
I'm stuck in Mexico. Now I need help getting back.
I could arrange fake passports for you.
it's the final episode before the Cleaning Lady season finale.
Using a forged document is a federal crime.
All new 911 Lone Star, followed by an all new The Cleaning Lady. Monday on Fox.
Michael Shrewsbury and the Nittany Lions looking at yet another close loss as they sit at 12-14 overall, 7-11 in Big Ten play in his first season. But a lot to be excited about. They've shown this season, bring back some key pieces next year, bring in a great recruiting class next season as he tries to put his stamp on the program and turn it around.
They just weren't able to hit from 3 in the second half. I thought that was they were getting good shots. Pickett was living in the lane, but Penn State just 3 for 13 from behind the arc in the second half. And by the way, they've only made 1 free throw all game, 1 for 3 from the foul line, so didn't manufacture points in any other way.
Miles Dredd looking for a long pass, gets it in near half court. This is Sam Sessoms, put on 12 a little bit ago. And that ends the game. Brad Underwood's team wins it 60-55 and improves to 21-8, keeping their Big Ten regular season championship hopes alive.
If you want to be called a great team, you got to be able to win games like this that were, gritty, tough.